This is Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day. Take a look here at Bitcoin, at Ethereum ETF, ETHU, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. We'll take a look at the indexes, which are breaking out today. Okay, the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas, along with the EI report for natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy or stock market with the app. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Here we have Bitcoin daily, weekly chart. Now, a whole lot hasn't really changed today. We're stuck right between, let me pick this up for you. Okay, we're stuck right between the 8-day at that 113.7666 and look at that 50-day at 115.294. Now, you can see where it popped right on up here nicely, made a higher high, but we're right into that 50 SMA here. Okay, 115.294. That's going to be very, very key. Now, we crack above that bad boy. Then we're going to come right here to the bottom, 116.295. Your next level, 117.315, 117.640, and then we have 118.350, 119.810, 120.755. We'll look to the left, 121.255. This is key level over here, 123.615. And then we come up here, 123.755, and then there's your retest at 125.200. Now you can see here this chart is we're rolling up very, very nicely. So what we'll do is we'll watch those futures at 6 p.m. today and see this 8-day. This 8-day will be curving up and it'll be higher going towards that 21-day. We get it to cross that 21-day and it should push that price up nicely, at least up to the next level kind of a situation. All right, that's what we're looking for. Now, say it doesn't happen. Okay, say it just comes right on up here and all of a sudden the price just comes right on down. Well, then we're watching this 21. This is very, very key for support. This is 113.769. Your next level of support is 112.607. Now, we lose that. We come down here to yesterday's low, 111.230. We have 111.15 level. Then we'll come down here at 110.480, and then we have 109.720 level, and we'll be running right into that 109.254 level. That is your 100 SMA. Now, if we lose that, and we'll come to the bottom, you got 108.845, and then we have 108.20, and then we come to the bottom there at 107.790 level, which is basically your retest. All right. But right now here, we're looking here very, very good. And if you look at the green crossed over red, that shows good momentum to the upside, which we have. It's just that 50-day is stronger than the old price. Okay, that's what we have to look at. But we're holding that 21-day. So we got a good shot at this here, rising right out here. Once we break that 50-day and we close above that, then we have nice blue sky until we'll possibly hit that 125, 200 retest. We crack that, you go to 130, 135, and you can work your way up to 150 very easily. Okay, now here, look away at the weekly chart. You can see we're kind of like stuck in the middle. All right, see we all have the 21 on the bottom. All right, and then we have that 8-day on the top, 114.968. Now, it doesn't seem to want to go through that. So right here, this bear flag is getting negated because we're above this top of this candle. Once you crack above that 8-day, that'll be totally negated on the bear flag situation, and we will run higher. This way, you trade the chart. Look how nice this is. Okay, somebody got to be a little bit patient. A little patient, that's the key. Now, easy way I trade this is BITX for the long, and you can also trade it if you want a one-to-one, IBIT for the long. But I like that 2 times leverage. It seems to work out very, very nicely. Now, here on the RSI, you're only sitting at 60. That's plenty of room to run. The green is below your red, but look at it. Look at it. Have almost like a sideways kind of an action situation. And look at here, 51. There's plenty of room to run. So bottom line, the key you have to watch, 2 key levels. That 21-day, you lose that, you're going to go to the 8-day. Upside, we got to crack above that 115.294. Use that. All we do is we just follow these candles all the way up until we get the big retest. Take a look here at Ethereum ETF. Here we have the Ethereum. Now this is a 2 times leverage on the long side. Now you can see here we are holding this consolidation area, and now we just have a green candle, but it's kind of an inside day situation. And we're going right between that 8-day and that 21-day. So upside, what we're really watching is that 21-day, 154.29. We get above that, and we're going to go 154.83. We'll come to the top of this candle, 156.68. That's going to be upside target. Now we keep right on rolling. It's going to be right there. It's going to be 161.80, and then we come up there no, what am I looking at? Sorry about that. 160, 180. Yeah, and then 167, 54 level. We come to the top of that candle, 171.40, and then we have 174.97. We look sticky here at 183, and then we have 186, and then we retest at 188. All right, so we had this nice double top situation, came right on down, but look how nice we're consolidating here. Okay, very, very nice. Now, on the downside, you want to watch that 8-day, 145.25. That's really going to be key. And then we can come right down here to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 139.44, and then we just bring this price channel right across, which is 136.91, which is just the bottom of that candle. Okay, so that's where your targets are. You lose the 8-day, we're going to be looking for that price channel for a retest. All right, now again, we lose that price channel for a retest, then we're going to be looking right to the left-hand side here, 127.69. Then we have this gap, 127.19. We have the fill at 125.62, and then we have this right there, 124.76 is your 50 SMA. But right now, we just have sideways consolidation, looking not too bad at all. All right, so we had this negative divergence, double top situation, came right on down, and now we're just consolidating. Same way like Bitcoin, it's just a consolidation period. I think both of these go much, much higher. Now, 53, you got plenty of room to run. The green is fully red, but you can see how now it's trying to maybe curl over. We get above that 21-day, that'll do crossover, and we take it higher. Okay, here on a weekly chart, well, look at this thing, okay? We're holding that 8-day very, very nicely for the week. So we want to hold by Friday. We want to hold that 142.57. That would be awesome. We start losing it, well, we have a 50-day down here. We have a 21-day. But right now, we're looking very, very good here on the weekly chart. Let's take a look here at gold and silver. All right, gold and silver. Now, inflation wasn't really picking up there today, as you can well see. It was actually a little bit surprising. I mean, inflation is coming in, but it's not coming in at that rapid rate like they were thinking, all right? So what we have here is we just have this topping tail that we had 3 days ago. See that? 37.15. But the key to watch is that 37 flat level, okay? So we got to the high there, but just look at the closing. 36.77, we closed there at 36.63. Close there at 36.80, and so far we're closing the rate at 36.70. So 3,700 is going to be the key. Okay, so I know you can look at that 37.15 and say, wow, this is breaking up. But just look at that key level there. That's what we're looking at, just this sideways action. Now, that 3,700 is going to be key. We get above it, then we'll come up top of this candle right here at that 37.15. That is your breakout. Now, once you crack that, obviously you can go, 37.20, 37.50. You could rally all the way up to 3,800 again. Very, very easy. Okay, but again, we just have sideways action. Okay, so you're going to need a catalyst to take this bad boy higher. Downside, we just watch this 8-day, 36.44. That's going to be key. We lose that, we're going to come to the top of that candle at 36.40. We'll come to the bottom there at 36.21 and just follow the candles down. 35.95. We have 35.73, and then we look to the left at that 35.34, and then we come right down to the 21-day at that 35.02, your 50-day at 34.29, and then 100-day here sitting at 33.81. Right? Very, very simple. Right now, consolidation, sideways action. So let's see how that all shakes out. Overbought situation going doesn't mean it can't stay overbought, but again, we're going to need a catalyst to take this higher. Now, the green is over your red. Inflation probably would have taken this here, I would think, much higher. But right now, it just seems like it's under control. Looks like the Fed might want to be cutting rates. Okay, here we have silver. Now, silver is doing a really good job. But again, we're still just consolidating situation. Now, we're sitting here at that 42.01. That 42 is going to be very, very crucial level, like I was pointing when we were all the way down in this area. Okay, so we get at that 42 level. Do we make it higher? Absolutely, but right now you got to close above that 42. That's going to be very, very key. Then we hit that 42.35, and you work your way to 43, and obviously all the way to 45 level and possible 50 level. Downside, we're back above this 8-day, which is always good. So watch that 8-day. I actually took a trade today in the SLV. I didn't do anything in the gold, but the SLV was actually a pretty good trade. And I could see where it rallied all the way up here to this high of 42.33, just shy of 42.35. Boom, trade is off. Okay, so I have no position as of right now. All right, so we get above and close above that 42.35. Then I just jump right back in the SLV. You buy in strength and we take it higher. Okay, just that simple. But always money in the pocket because we don't really know what's actually going to happen with anything. Okay, that's it. Now, downside, we want to hold that 41.66 level. We lose that, we come down to today's low, 41.33. Then we'll be looking here at that 41.14 level. Come to the top there, 40.86 to the bottom, 40.55. And then we're going to be looking here right to the left. We're going to be looking at this 39.91, and then we have 39.76. That is your 21 SMA. But right now we got sideways action. We have negative divergence going here. Not much, but we have some. But we just have sideways kind of consolidations like birds on a wire kind of situations. Okay. But again, we close back above that 42. Then we got a good shot at retesting that 42.35. You close above that, then you're going to hit that aim rate for that 43 level and probably towards that 45 level. And then I would jump right back in the SLV. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Here we have crude oil. Here we have natural gas. Now, I was pointing out this here when you add up all these together here. This is kind of like a bear flag situation. Yesterday, we made a nice good high. Looked like it was going to negate the whole pattern, but now look at what we're having. It's coming all the way on down. So we lost all our key resistant area and we wiped out these two candles. So what we're looking for on the upside is we're looking at that 8-day, 63.26, the 21-day, 63.37. Then we can go to today's high, you're looking at 63.80, and yesterday's high, 64.80. But really, this is the key, is going to be this 100-day at 64.41. We're good above that. We're going to walk right to the 50-day. We got the retest here at 66.03 and then 67.14. But always watch what happens in the past. Look at how we ran into that 50-day, popped above it, couldn't hold it. And this one here popped above it, couldn't hold it, and all the way on down. Now, here on the downside, we're watching today's low. You're looking at that 62.24 level. Then we'll come down here at 61.85. And then we have your retest down there all the way down here at that 61.45. That's going to be very, very key, because if we lose that, then you're going to have right to the left of the chart here, you got 61.06. We come at 60.55. We have 60.02, and then we have that 59.74 level. Now, if we keep it on rolling, we can come all the way down here. You got that 57.74 level. We have 57.03. We have 56.39, 56.530, and then we have 55.12. That is going to be your key. Now, we lose this. Not saying you are, but I say if you lose that, you're going to 53, 50, 47. You can go all the way down to 43 level. Now, not saying where it's going. The key is we've got to just watch this 61.45 on the downside. Very, very key. If that's lost on a closing basis, not pop and drop, but on a closing basis, then we just look to the left of the chart. And this is going to be your big target. It's going to be that 59.74. All right. Upside, very, very simple. You got to get back above this 8-day. Got to get above the 21-day. And got to get above this 100-day. If we do, then we take a shot at the 50, and then we have to see what the reaction is, because in the past, it could not get through. RSI, not overbought or oversold. Green sideways on the red. This could go lower, but again, watch that 61.45. That's going to be critical. Now, Natgas. I didn't take a short. Probably could have taken a short in the KOLD, but I didn't take no short ski. Could have taken a short ski, but no short ski. Okay. All right. We had this topping tail situation. Then we had an indecision candle, and then yesterday a red candle, and we closed below. Okay, that's the first sign that tells you want to go low. But right now in this time period, there's just so much to trade right now. The market, I think, is absolutely fantastic. A lot of really good trading. There's no sense just jumping into everything, and obviously you can't trade everything. All right, so what I'm watching here now on the downside is I'm watching that 2.91 level. That's your 21-day. We lose that, you're going to come right to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 286. We come to the bottom there, you're looking at 285, and then right here, 277. There's your gap. Top of there, 274. The bottom, 265, and then you retest at 262. Just that simple. But let's just see what happens on that 21-day. A lot of times you'll come down, you'll hold it, and bounce right back up. Now, upside, we're just doing just the reverse, okay? So we're going to look at here at 296. That's your upside resistance. We'll come to yesterday's low. You're looking at 3 flat. And then we come right here to that 304. That's your 8-day. And then we're looking at that 50-day. And then we'll look at yesterday's high at 311. And we'll look at the top of that candle, 316. And then we retest up there at 319. Crack above, you got 100-day, and we have 200-day. Right? Now, you can see how this 8-day did a nice cross on the 21-day, but it never crossed that 50-day. Look how strong that 50-day was. See, right into it, nothing. Into it, nothing. Into it, nothing. Above it, came down, nothing. Above it, came down, nothing. Right here, into it, nothing. See, that's how strong. That's why you trade the chart, and how strong these simple moving averages really are. Now, sitting at a 45, that's not overbought, oversold. That's got a way it can go on about. Same way here, you're starting to roll over. So let's just see if this 21-day will hold. Okay, if it does hold, then it could be a nice good scalp all the way back to that 8-day. So today, okay, when those futures open, watch today's candle. Okay, 306 on the high side, 292 on the downside, and then watch that key 21-day, watch that key 8-day. Let's take a look at the indexes. All right, all the indexes are just breaking out today on that CPI number. Everybody was kind of expecting this big inflation. I was too. I thought inflation would be coming in a lot stronger than what it is. Now, there was inflation in certain areas like used cars and in food. But look at gasoline. Over here we get it's $2.90 a gallon. It's come way on down, and I think she's going to eventually going to go lower here. So there's a lot of things that you have to look at. Now you can see where they're breaking out. We were watching right there. that 45,770. Now we're all the way up to that 46,129 level. Okay, so you can go 46,129. You can go all the way up to 47,000. We got to see where it's all going to end. We still have that negative divergence going here, so you got to be a little bit careful on both the RSI and on the MACD. But it doesn't matter. This is really a good trading. Now, easy way to trade the Dow is you can go UDOW. Okay, that's really a really good way to trade it. Okay, so that's an easy way to do it if you want to just trade the Dow. We're just up 600 right now. Okay, but there are so many good trades there today. Nvidia, my TQQ is up there 2% there. Meta was a good trade there today. Apple is a really good trade today. It's up 3 points. And then look at Tesla. Tesla's up 18 points. Okay, today. So there's a lot of really good trades going on within the market. Okay, so always look at. For me, this is a trading. This is the buy and hold situation. This is just trader's market, and we don't know how high we're actually going to go. Now, S&P, we're breaking out. We were looking at yesterday's high. We're looking at that 65,555. Now we're going to make it high as 65,87. So it looks like you're going to go 66. But realistically, I think you're going to hit that 6,700 mark is where I think we're going to end up going. Okay, we still have the negative divergence going. Okay, on both that and the MACD, RSI and MACD, but it doesn't really matter. It just seems to want to roll on up here. So bottom line, what you really just want to watch is just watch that 6,555 level. Okay, that was yesterday's high. We're just creeping right on up here. But again, you're at nosebleed areas. All right. So again, eventually, when it does sell, it will sell hard because this is just a big time run up. So just trade this market. Use stops, put money in your pocket, just like I did on the SLV today. Just a great trade. Boom, gone. I got the money in the pocket. Now, NASDAQ is the same thing. We're breaking right on out here. Okay, yesterday we made that high of 22K. Today we made a high at 22.48. This could go to 22.1. I think you're going to go at 22.5, maybe even 23,000. You could go very easily. Okay, I think you can go 67 on here, and I think you're going to rally all the way up here to that 47,000. Okay, now again, might not do it today, might not do it tomorrow, but eventually I just think she's going to create. It just wants to it doesn't want to give up the ghost. This just wants to just go high. But we do have the negative divergence on all these charts in the same way with the MACD. So just be a little bit careful. Trade it, use stops, put money in the pocket. That's the key. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, and we'll do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.